Look at a standard history textbook, and the story of early medieval India usually jumps from the Arab invasion of Sind in 712 AD directly to the raids of Mahmud of Ghazni in the 11th century. During this period, the Umayyad Caliphate expanded through the Middle East and Persia at a pace rarely seen in history. Yet at the borders of the Indian subcontinent, that rapid momentum came to a total halt. It raises a difficult question. How did a supposedly fractured collection of Indian kingdoms manage to stop a global superpower and remain an impenetrable fortress for 3 centuries? Contemporary Arab, Persian, and Chinese chronicles describe a reality where Indian rulers fought back so decisively that the invaders were forced to abandon their eastward ambitions for generations. Lalitaditya Muktapida of the Karkota Dynasty is the primary figure behind the security gap. His reign as Emperor of Kashmir explains why the northern borders remained secure during an era of global upheaval. By the early 8th century, the collapse of Harshavardhana's empire had left northern India divided, creating a vacuum that neighboring powers were eager to fill. 3 threats were closing in: the Arab Caliphate pushed from the west, the Tibetan Empire from the north, and Turkic warlords from the northwest. Lalitaditya adopted an aggressive, preemptive strategy. He abandoned passive defense, marching armies into enemy territory to neutralize threats early. Before facing these foreign empires, he had to secure his own flank. He moved south to challenge Yashovarman of Kannauj, his most significant domestic rival for control over northern India. Following a decisive battle, Lalitaditya spared Yashovarman and absorbed his kingdom. This strategy turned a potential rival into an ally, consolidating the military power of the north. Unifying Kannauj under his banner provided the vast resources and manpower needed to launch campaigns that would reach far into Central Asia. He led his battle-hardened troops through the extreme altitudes of the Himalayas, shattering Tibetan strongholds and reclaiming control over the strategic Silk Road trade routes. To stabilize the north, he brokered an alliance with the Tang dynasty of China, ensuring Tibet could no longer threaten the mountain passes into India. He then turned his focus west, sweeping through Afghanistan and Bactria to dismantle the network of Turkic warlords who had used those regions as staging grounds for raids. In his most daring campaign, his armies marched deep into Arab-held territory and fought 4 decisive battles near Bukhara, completely defeating the Caliphate's forces. This defeat is recorded in al-Biruni's Tariq-il-Hind, which describes the prisoners of war being sent back with half of their heads shaved, a clear mark of their failure to breach Indian territory. Beyond these conquests, Lalitaditya acted as a cultural builder, establishing universities and spreading the influence of Sanatan Dharma wherever his armies established control. The ruins of the Martand Sun Temple in Kashmir remain a physical testament to the engineering capabilities and cultural reach of his empire. During this era, Lalitaditya transformed India from a target for conquest into the primary power broker in Central Asia, dictating the terms of engagement for thousands of miles. Despite his massive influence, Lalitaditya's final days are a mystery. He vanished while leading an expedition deep into Central Asia, leaving no final record or monument to mark his death. Without his central leadership, the Karkota Dynasty began to weaken, and the vast continental territories he had secured slowly drifted away from the empire's control. The more significant loss, however, was in the historical record. Modern academic curriculums frequently omit his name entirely, creating a gap in our understanding of medieval Indian defense. This omission has focused historical education on periods of invasion, while ignoring the centuries of successful resistance. By documenting only the successful raids of later centuries, the narrative shifts toward Indian vulnerability, overlooking the era when Indian kings projected their power as far as the Caspian Sea. Remembering Lalitaditya Muktapida corrects this narrative. It serves as a reminder that the subcontinent was once a major continental power, capable of securing its borders by taking the fight to the world's most powerful empires.